are you doing, Sean?
Well, I just, walking in the middle of nowhere, and I seen this chair, so I decided to sit down and make a tribute to our good friend Mike on how he contributed to Effed Productions over the years.
What are you talking about? I didn't do a damn thing. I did all the work.
But he made us laugh.
You know, you're right, Sean. Mike is a brilliant filmmaker and one of the most creative people I've ever known.
Yes.
We should look back on those memories.
And we're here to talk about
Mike Malaris.
And his contribute to Effed Productions.
He didn't have an enormous footprint on most of our productions, but all the ones that he was part of wouldn't have been the same without him.
He was just overall pretty funny, made every day good.
Made every, it's not easy to wake up in the morning and grab the camera and just work on a video. Sometimes there's a lot of rough times and
a lot of funny stuff.
He made it just usually that much easier. Just motivated us and
etc.
Yeah.
And see this hill right here? In the wintertime, he went down the same hill
on that culvert right there.
On a GT right there, and he was just yelling for a good 20 minutes, and when we tried to pick him up to help, he was like, "Don't touch me!"
And he said some other nasty things.
Yes.
And I wiped out right here. Yeah, I just had to throw that in.
It was funny. I wasn't there, though.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we did this was actually the day that we all graduated together. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
It's a good day. I don't know where Sean was, actually.
I was actually still doing exams.
Oh, he was, doing subs, I guess. See, oh, man.
Well, they were working their asses off making a video.
Yeah,
I was stuck writing an exam for what I didn't need.
Look at that, the top's just popping off.
So all I need was math and English to graduate. But they wouldn't let me take a half year like Mike did. And this is the fundraising plan that Mike wanted to do.
10-20 years max.
Well, he didn't really invent it. He
So,
got it off an idea
you murder somebody,
from a friend of his.
you're in there for life.
And he was
basically.
just, blurting it off because we
So
talked
we
about
can
it a couple
maybe,
years before.
find
Actually,
some
Josh
little
Gogan
make an
created
underground
this
thing
idea.
there. And
Really? Oh, Josh, really?
Yeah, except Mike kind of made it
any
different.
security guards.
As you can see, Mike
might have
is
some
very
trail
creative.
guns, maybe. We can.
Well,
Not
maybe
sure if
although
that would still be attempted
has some
murder or
difficulty
not.
explaining things,
That was totally my idea from earlier today when I was
he's still really creative and has a lot of neat ideas.
Yeah.
like
Sometimes really entertaining
Make off
ideas.
much
Of course,
money.
this is
Someone's
kind of a
gotta work there
joke.
first.
like that
They'll help.
little
Because if
scribble
somebody
right there
works
that
there,
was
they-
supposed to be an underground tunnel, and we needed someone to work as an inside job in the Swiss Army Bank.
Yeah.
And he was just flirting.
Of course, Mike has a reputation for talking too much because, of course, he's the biggest camera whore that I've ever met.
Yes.
So I had to fast forward him out there a little bit for
I could
fun.
start World War III.
And he talked about how we can be very rich and have a Hitler mustache and start World War III, which was retarded.
Yeah.
And right here, his camera hornets has brought him to the lead.
I think the story behind this one is I think Sean and Mike were
We
talking
created
about Obama and they came up with a rap and it ended up actually just randomly getting presented in front of us here.
throwing
Of course,
everywhere.
Hunter Maya kind of jumps into and there's a
And Sean, which is me by the way, I ended up yelling the N-word. So it's a good thing you didn't hear me.
yeah.
Mike is the robot here, actually. And he
Yeah,
has a-
not many people know that, but Mike's a robot.
And it was a fun time making this video. I really enjoyed it. And Mike, I think, had a fun time too, because he got to squish me with his body.
Yeah, there's a pretty good clip coming up where Sean falls on the ground because
I got beat
he
up.
fall on the ground so much as gets thrown to the ground.
I got beat up by a robot, and robots can't really bend, so they just kind of fall. They just fall
Bam.
like that, and that hurts.
I
so
remember
much.
when you did that shot, a piece of foam came up and flew at me. It's really funny. Oh, and Stride Gum. Okay, so one of the first things that Mike was part of was a Stride Gum commercial, and he kind of demonstrated his sort of acting style. And he's actually a really attentive sort of actor in a way, because he actually pays attention. He sometimes, but once he has a little bit of talent there.
And right here, it's me trying to twitch the hell out.
Of course, everything you're seeing is all unedited, and no one's ever really seen a lot of this stuff before.
We're not really paying attention. We're just kind of blabbing on because it's a video about Mike, and we need to make a Mike video. This is like a Miketage, not a montage.
This is the Miketage.
And this is the video right here. Is when we were out about 3 o'clock in the morning, yelling at. Well, we're trying to get Andre Maye into the car.
And we're gonna do montage too, just for fun.
And he wouldn't get in.
He wouldn't get in the car, so of course Mike, being the natural leader,
Not even joking.
gets a little bit pushy.
And he gets out of the car and he actually yells at the top of his lungs to get in the car. After this part, or before this part,
Pretty hilarious, actually.
because he twists Andre's arm and he's like, "Let go of my arm."
Get in the car.
And Mike wouldn't let go. And Mike started laughing.
Yeah, Mike's really funny because when he's really serious about something, it's almost scary. It's almost frightening,
Yeah.
like how intense he can get.
It's also scary that he wears gaping pants. Yeah.
And he's in Toronto with them, hopefully not getting it.
And his Incredible Hulk sleeping bag and his friggin' what else does he got here? Like
I don't know.
Batman and Wolverine, and it's all this like pillow casing and sleeping bag and blankets. Yeah, I think he's gonna get beat up in college, but let's let the best happen to him. Maybe that they'll accept him for who he is.
Well,
Here's the part actually where he yells as loud as he can,
she'll make a lot of. Oh yeah, right here.
and he runs back in. I think we drove away.
Oh, okay. This is a good one. When we were doing this dry gum commercial, we had to make fake blood because, of course, Sean dies.
I die.
So Mike does the makeup here, and he's kind of like just taking this goopy homemade slurry of like what is it, cornstarch and
Cornstarch and
dye.
dye. And I think there's something else I don't
something
remember.
else. I don't remember though. Yeah,
But I had to stay still, and
Look really
it was,
dead and like
it was very, very.
that's what I call a
sticky.
sticky situation.
Yeah. Now I know how women feel.
Shut up.
Or maybe gay men,
Where's the gum? Oh.
if you know what I'm talking about.
It needs to fall out of your mouth. Just like
I'm gonna have to
make it fall out of your mouth.
No.
But make it fall out of his mouth.
Well, you gotta make it funny. And
I love how there's like a hair on like piece of gum and it's in your
I
mouth.
actually didn't notice that. And you can see my tongue actually move it out.
Okay, this is the creeper. We took a bit from that because
Had Mike in it.
yeah, Mike was actually one of the. He's like
The main
the
creeper.
antagonist in this movie. He stalks Sean and Keith as they're walking along the dark streets of Moncton, talking about Rambo and Halo 3. And I think this is
Yeah. The
even though it's like the worst video we've ever made, we just can't stop thinking about it because like it had so much potential, and we just screwed it up anyway.
we could probably do it again.
But
Mike's
not without-
gone, so-
not without Mike, and not to mention we don't really have time anymore. You're going to school, I'm going to school. You're working.
Well, not really,
I'm
because they're not
working.
giving me any fucking hours. Oops, did I say the F word on camera? Not really camera, but more like voice-over commentary.
Yeah, this is actually like I think the reason we made this was to test out the new camera that we had, and obviously
The video sucked. It took about an hour and a half to make, and very good storyline, very bad acting.
well, I wouldn't say it's a great storyline. I mean,
Well,
basically,
It
you're
it
walking.
it had pretty good. Well, it had a good storyline.
I think when
The
we
ending.
actually watch this, it's gonna be the version with the music and not the talking, because talking and all that got replaced because we had some Universal music that didn't have permission to be on YouTube, and they took the whole audio right out, so we had to replace it with some stock music from YouTube stores there for free though, which is good.
it sucked.
Yeah, it still sucks. I think it's the weirdest emo song I've ever heard. It's like I don't know.
Let's not even talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's Mike, and I remember when
that's
we were
good.
doing this, he just almost creeped me out a little bit when I was filming these.
And this is actually pretty much all about Mike.
Yeah, these are all the videos that Mike is ever in. You can
And,
check him out on fproductions.com or
YouTube.com.
YouTube.com/fproductions.
And that's all. And we have something to say. Mike, you're kicked out of Effed Productions.